very ready.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now. There are a lot of people in this world who are very much team meritocracy, okay? Especially in gaming, streamer, content creator spaces. They're like, as long as I have skill and as long as I invest time and I work hard, I should be able to get to success. The big suck. This is what they want. They believe that if they do just this skill, invest time, hard work on the craft, they will have a meteoric rise this way to the top of the pyramid. This is where they want to go. Now, what if I told you that wasn't the entire picture? Because this is what meritocracy looks like. As long as you're good and you work hard and you invest a lot of time and people see that you're committed, you should just make it to the top. You should be able to have the tier 1 sponsors, the S tier subscribers. You should be swimming in money, really, because what did you do? You invested time working on your craft and you became skillful at whatever content it is that you produce or whatever game you're good at. You finally now in the top 500, the upper echelons of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, by proxy, you should be getting the big boy bucks, not average Susan who's stuck in goal, right? Right.
Right.
So what if I told you that you're only looking at one face because it's a pyramid? It's a gotcha moment. It's a 3D object. It's not, we're not living in 2D anymore. This is all you see. Now, as you can see, that leaves lines unaccounted for on the diagram, right?
Right.
Now, you may be saying to yourself right now, okay, but like, what does this have to do with why a lot of these men who don't like women or don't like insert minority here or don't like some group for whatever reason or feel as though everybody's passing them by because they haven't worked as hard as they have, what does this have to do with them? Well, if you were to unfold this pyramid and you can see all the sides at once, I'm going to tell you something right now. Skill, hard work, and time investment, getting better at your craft, yeah, those things do matter. But are you a likable human being? Like, is every time you come up with an idea and you want to pitch it to somebody, the first thought isn't, man, that's a good idea. It's, damn, we got to work with Kelvin. Oh, my God. Why him? Why we got to get him involved? That brother be saying crazy stuff all the time. He be rude. He don't know how to carry himself. He has got no charisma. Like, every time we put him in front of a camera, everyone just wants to punch him in the teeth. Nobody likes bro because he just be saying stuff. And it's like, brother, you saying it out loud. Do you not hear how that makes you sound? It makes you sound bitter. It makes you sound angry. It makes you sound like you just don't like people at all. But now you want those same people who you don't like at all to give you $24.99 a month? That's a bit of an ask. Because trust me, we've seen nobody likes being talked down to like an idiot. So maybe if you don't like being talked down to like an idiot, maybe you shouldn't be giving that energy off to everybody else, especially as a first impression. Now, you may be saying, hold on, I see sought value and demand. Why am I not having sought value? I'm skillful. I worked hard and I spent a lot of time doing it. Well, a lot of you don't produce anything that people care about. Your videos are just you playing a game. Your videos aren't teaching anybody. It's not giving anybody an inside track on information. It's not helping anybody in any way that they can absorb your content and then translate that into bettering themselves in some way. You're not enlightening anybody's mood. You're just kind of there in the space doing whatever it is that you do. Now, you may be saying, yeah, okay, that's fine. But like some of these other content creators, they're not working as hard as me. They don't have as much skill as me, and they definitely haven't invested that much time. I know they're an industry plant. That's the only way. Okay, listen, I see a lot of y'all in these spaces now where y'all like, I can't believe this woman has views. Why is she getting a sponsorship? I'm gonna tell you something right now. And it's not always the silver lining good reasons that a lot of people like to talk about, but there are people who are women and other minorities. The sought value is, that's it, that they're the minority. Like it's built in to that because it makes them marketable. Like hiring just some dude Brody number 5, unless they have some intrinsic value that's exclusive to them, you're not gonna care. However, if you say, hey guys, we got this this lady streamer here, you know, she's been working hard, blah blah blah, there are some people who are gonna see that and be like, you know, this organization actually cares about pushing people who may not have gotten that type of opportunity. Whether you think it's right or wrong, that's irrelevant. Businesses will always do things that make them look good to some group of people. That's number one. Now, you may be saying, well, okay, what about from the consumer side? I'm going to tell you right now. Once again, not always the silver lining people like to say it is, but if we're being completely honest, there are dudes right now who are in certain streamers' chats just because they're a woman, because the value that they get out of it is, wow, a woman's talking to me voluntarily, and it's not a teacher that I had in 3rd grade. That's the value. It's laughably kind of sad, and you might scratch your head and be like, oof, that's rough, buddy, but that's the value. For some people, it's, wow, a woman can stand my presence for more than 30 seconds. That's the value. For some people, it's, wow, I get to watch somebody play a game I enjoy, and they're beautiful to look at. Maybe one day they'll touch my... That's the value.
Maybe one day they touch my pee-pee.
That's the value. Even if it's them just tricking themselves into falling into some weird parasocial relationship with the person, that's the value. That's the demand. We've seen it, and some people have learned to market around that. Now, you may be saying, well, what about relatability? Okay, listen here. Relatability gets you an installation base pretty fast. A lot of these people who are personable, very open, and it seems like they're living their entire life online and putting themselves out there and showing their vulnerabilities, a lot of them have what we like to call relatability. Some people see themselves in the content creator and therefore want to support that content creator. Now, you may be saying, well, what does this have to do with women? Let me tell you something about women in gaming. A lot of their experience is pretty uniform, okay? They can either point out, yeah, dudes get weird around me. Oh, yeah, people always try to just throw me under the bus because I'm a woman on the team and I open my mouth in the voice chat. Yeah, I had a friendship that I thought was just a friendship. Then brothers started getting weird. And then when I didn't reciprocate, then all of a sudden they block me and they just don't want to talk and everything's been really awkward. Or 5, brother got kind of handsy at an event that left me feeling uncomfortable. Not saying that, every single person who is a woman under the umbrella of gaming, esports, entertainment has gone through that. But a lot of them have experience in that realm. Not saying everybody got diddled, but you understand what I'm getting at here. There's a relatability, especially when it's like, oh, these people are discrediting this woman just because she's a woman, even though they clearly have a resume that says they've top 8'd at this event, et cetera, and now people are like upset. Now, let's get back to that skill thing I was talking about. When we talk about skill, some people are genuinely upset because it's like, how is this streamer getting all this visibility and they're stuck in gold? They're hard stuck in gold. I'm top 500. Why don't y'all love me? That person who's stuck in gold, when you watch their stream, it looks like they're having fun. A developer loves supporting a content creator who makes their game look fun because that sells copies. You know what don't sell copies? When you win top 500 and all you do about the game is, this game's ass, the devs don't know what they're talking about, these people suck. Honestly, I don't understand how these devs are even employed. They should be at the bottom of a hamper somewhere in New York, decomposing. Like, when you're saying that, like, what you on, bro? The developers, if they come in your stream and they're like, wow, let's see what this guy's doing. Oh, well, yeah, I don't think we want any part of that. It's just not gonna work for you. Now, X Factor. This is just what makes you different, what makes you stand out. Let's be honest. If you look at the overall aspect of Twitch, it's a sausage fest. There's a lot of dicks, metaphorically and physically. There's a lot of peen going on, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm not here to talk about the penile system, but you know what I mean. A lot of phallic objects going around. When you're in a minority, that's something that in and of itself sets you apart. That in and of itself makes you a little bit different, unconventional. Maybe there's a little bit of aura to that to some people. And that is something that draws people in. Because, trust me, remember when VTubing first started? There were some people, let's be honest, even to this day, there's some people who are VTubing, your content sucks. It's ass. But because it's a VTuber on the screen, it's a character that can leave an impression. It's an X Factor. It's different. There are some people who are talented in things that aren't just gaming, like inventing a controller that you could play with your kneecaps. And then you beat Dark Souls. Well, congratulations. You have an X Factor. You have something that drew people in. And for some people, like we said with that salt value earlier, being a woman, that's the X Factor, big dog. That's what brought them in. I mean, you see Twitch do it every single time there's a minority of the month. Like Women's History Month. What do? They put a whole bunch of women on the carousel. Black History Month, which begins in 2 weeks. You're going to see a lot of people who look like me on the carousel. There are going to be people who are on the home page who otherwise may not have gotten the opportunity to be on that home page. But as long as you're likable, relatable, have some sort of value that people want and demand, you can network and talk to people, and you can set up your own X Factors, you will succeed more. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Or you continue to be mad and just look at the triangle and be upset that the meritocracy isn't real.